Stop scrolling for a moment. What you're about to hear isn't just another tech rumor. It's the biggest hidden move Apple has made in almost a decade. A move so bold, it could quietly change everything about how we play games, watch movies, and control our homes. Forget the Vision Pro. Forget the iPhone 17. Those are distractions. The real revolution from Apple isn't going in your pocket or on your face. It's going straight into your living room. Because the 2025 Apple TV 4K is not just another streaming box. It's not an upgrade. It's a reboot, a total reimagination of what Apple TV is supposed to be. And it might just destroy the idea of what a console even means. So let's dig into this, because what's coming next could be the single most disruptive product Apple has released since the original iPhone. Let's start with the biggest leak, the heart of the machine, the processor. According to multiple sources, Apple isn't just refreshing the old chip. They're skipping straight past the expected A17 and going for something extraordinary, the A18 Pro Max. Yes, you heard that right. The same tier of chip we expect to see powering Apple's next-generation Pro iPhones. And they're putting it inside a TV box. That doesn't sound like a small tweak. That sounds like Apple quietly turning a streaming device into a powerhouse. Reports suggest this chip will deliver up to a 70% increase in GPU performance compared to the previous model. That's not a bump. That's a leap. We're talking M-series levels of graphic power, the same class used in MacBooks, but inside something smaller than your Wi-Fi router. Why? Because Apple's goal isn't just better menus or faster navigation. The real purpose of this new chip is gaming. Now think about that for a second. Apple, the company known for phones, tablets, and laptops, is setting its eyes on the console market. They're going after the giants: PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. This new Apple TV is reportedly being built as a pro gaming hub. That means full native 4K at 120Hz support, real-time ray tracing, and potentially AAA games running smoothly, not just the light, family-friendly Apple Arcade stuff. If that's true, Apple isn't trying to make a better Roku. They're building a device that could replace your gaming console entirely. No bulky tower, no loud fans, no massive controller setup. Just a sleek Apple box sitting under your TV. That's all you need. And here's where things get wild. With Apple Silicon, they already have the raw performance. All they needed was a reason to use it. The Apple TV 2025 might be that reason. But of course there's a cost. And I don't just mean price. Power like this creates heat. A lot of it. So for the first time in Apple TV history, leaks say the 2025 model will include an internal active cooling system. That means a fan. Yes, a fan inside your Apple TV. Quiet, but powerful enough to keep that A18 Pro Max chip cool under pressure. Because of this, the design is changing. The new Apple TV is rumored to be about 35% thicker than the last one. For a company obsessed with thinness, that's a major statement. Apple is finally prioritizing power over minimalism. The question is, are consumers ready for that trade-off? Would you rather have a tiny, elegant box that only streams, or a thicker one that turns into a console? That's the first debate Apple is about to ignite. But let's not stop there, because the hardware is just one side of the story. The real transformation is in the software. The new version of tvOS, the operating system that powers Apple TV, is reportedly getting a massive redesign. And it's not just inspired by Vision Pro. It's fusing with it. Apple is integrating Vision OS elements directly into tvOS. Imagine watching a show on Apple TV and being able to pull up a floating information window, a 3D overlay that shows you trivia, cast info, or live stats without pausing your show. Picture working out with Fitness Plus while your real-time heart rate and metrics hover beside the video, not as pop-ups, but as spatial layers. This is what Apple means by spatial computing at home. They're bringing the Vision Pro's futuristic interface into your living room. And that's just the start. There's one feature that might completely change how you experience movies. Pro Filmmaker Mode. This isn't just a fancy name for color calibration. It's a system that ensures you see movies exactly as the director intended. It uses embedded metadata, details hidden inside the movie file itself, to automatically adjust your TV's color brightness, and tone mapping to match the filmmaker's original vision. And with a new ambient light sensor built directly into the Apple TV box, the brightness and contrast of your screen can dynamically adapt to your room lighting, moment by moment. That means no more blown-out dark scenes or dull highlights. Every frame will look exactly as intended, true cinematic precision. For home theater lovers, this isn't a feature. It's a dream come true. Now, let's talk about one of Apple's most controversial devices ever, the Siri remote. For years, it's been the punchline of the Apple TV experience. Too small, too slippery, too confusing. Apple seems to know that, and they're finally fixing it. Leaks suggest the 2025 Siri remote is getting UWB, ultra-wideband technology. What does that mean? No more losing the remote in your couch cushions. With UWB, your iPhone can precisely locate the remote down to a few inches. You'll even get directional arrows guiding you straight to it, like Apple's Find My feature, but with AR-level accuracy. And that's not all. The new remote will include haptic feedback, meaning you'll feel subtle vibrations as you navigate, a soft pulse as you move over icons, a firm tap when you press a button. It transforms the experience from pressing plastic buttons into something that feels alive. And for the first time ever, the remote will reportedly have a customizable action button. That's right, a physical button you can assign to whatever you want. Launch Netflix. Mute the sound instantly. Open your gaming profile with one click. It's the remote Apple users have been begging for, finally made real. But not everything in these leaks is sunshine and perfection. There's a darker side, a hidden cost buried inside Apple's next big leap. Let's start with connectivity. The 2025 Apple TV is rumored to be one of the first mass-market devices to support Wi-Fi 7. That's next-generation wireless tech with insanely low latency and multi-gigabit speeds. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the catch. To use Wi-Fi 7, you'll need a brand new router, one that could cost hundreds of dollars. Without it, you'll never see the full benefits. So yes, the Apple TV itself might cost $299. But to unlock its true potential, you'll need to upgrade your whole network. Apple knows this, and some say it's part of the plan, to push users deeper into the ecosystem. Then there's the smart home angle. The new Apple TV will reportedly include Thread 2.0 and Full Matter support. That means it can act as the brain of your entire home, a super controller for every light, lock, and sensor you own. And get this, it will also have the ability to run local AI models directly on the device. No cloud connection needed. That means when you ask Siri to dim the lights, it responds instantly, even if your internet goes down. Your smart home will finally be truly local, private, and fast. This transforms the Apple TV from a box that plays shows into a home automation hub. Your entertainment center will literally become your smart home brain. But the leaks don't stop there. There's another twist, and it's classic Apple. Apparently, Apple might release two versions of the new Apple TV, a base model and a Pro model. The Pro version will include the A18 Pro Max chip and the UWB remote. The base version might stick with an older A16 chip and less storage. That's Apple's way of segmenting the market. Again, if you want the console killer experience, you'll have to pay for it. And this brings us to the most shocking part. The price. Up until now, the Apple TV 4K has cost around $129. But those days are gone. Leaks suggest the 2025 Apple TV 4K will start at $299. That's more than double the previous price. And that makes it more expensive than many streaming boxes, even some consoles. So why would Apple do this? Because this isn't a streaming box anymore. It's Apple's attempt to create a whole new product category, a hybrid of console, smart home hub, and entertainment center. And here's the kicker. The price might not even be that bad once you know what's coming next. According to multiple sources close to Apple's internal plans, that $299 price tag might include a major subscription bundle. Some say Apple is working on its own version of Xbox Game Pass, a service for cloud gaming with AA titles that stream directly to your TV. Others even whisper about Apple acquiring a major gaming studio to fuel its content library. If that's true, Apple could ship the 2025 Apple TV with 2 years of premium cloud gaming access included in the box. That would immediately make it the most powerful entertainment subscription bundle on the planet. Imagine it. One device that handles your streaming, gaming, smart home, and movie playback, all running on Apple Silicon. That's not just a box. That's Apple's next ecosystem anchor. So what's the timeline? Leaks point toward a late 2025 release, most likely between October and December. And if you know Apple's history, that lines up perfectly with their usual fall launches. Even more interesting, Apple supply chain sources say inventory for the current model is already declining. That's a clear sign. When Apple starts letting stock run out, it means something big is coming. Let's pause for a moment and look at the bigger picture. If Apple pulls this off, if they actually ship a $299 device that delivers console-level performance, local AI processing, smart home control, and 4K gaming, it won't just compete with PlayStation or Xbox. It will redefine what a console even is. Imagine walking into your living room. No more switching inputs, no more separate boxes. Your entertainment, gaming, and home control all in one Apple device. That's Apple's dream. One screen, one system, one ecosystem. And they've been quietly building toward it for years. The iPhone made Apple the center of your pocket. The Apple Watch made them the center of your health. Now, the Apple TV 2025 is aiming to make them the center of your home. That's the strategy. That's the long game. And for the first time, it looks like Apple might finally